I know I been off for a while, like 5 days or something, but things to do and my mindset wasn't in the right place to do videos and whatever. So, okay, so I thought I'm gonna rank my top 10 favorite metal albums of all time. So, this is not hard rock or anything. It has to be metal, heavy metal, and all the subgenres like power metal, thrash metal, whatever. So I thought I'd start off with my story with heavy metal. I always liked heavy metal pretty much since Iron Maiden, but in like 2005 or something, I listened to Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast, and that got the whole thing started. So yeah, I love metal and I love most of the subgenres. So a few albums here that are known as some of the best actually aren't in mine top 10, because remember, this is a personal list. Okay, so Black Sabbath 1970 self-titled debut album, the very first metal album, isn't in mine. And not Paranoid, their second album, known as one of the best metal albums. Not even Judas Priest said Wings of Destiny 1976, which is one of my favorite, but not in my top 10. And not Priest's album British Steel 1980, which I was never a fan of, except like the song Breaking the Law anyways. I thought it was quite mainstream, but although Black Sabbath and Judas Priest are definitely in my top 10 favorite metal bands. They absolutely are. There's no doubt about that. So, Slayer's Rain in Blood 1986, the thrash speed masterpiece. One of my favorites, but not in my top 10. Slayer may be in my top 10 favorite metal bands of all time. Not sure. I haven't thought about that yet and do the ranking. So yeah, remember, this is a personal list. It's not the greatest metal albums of all time, but some are very obvious choices. So I love many, as I said, many different genres of metal, but this is how it came out, my top 10. And I have done this before when on Facebook, one of my earlier Facebook, when I did reviews. I had so many Facebooks through this house, but I did reviews on my top 10 favorite metal albums and I ranked them. Like in 2011, 12, 13, whatever, but most of them are left but changed place, and some are new to the lists. But I have heard all these albums before, like 2011 or 13, but that was happened. Feelings change, everything changed over time. So let's start off the ranking with 10. Metallica, Master of Puppets, 1986. Thrash metal, speed metal album, thrash speed album, Metallica's most known album, sometimes or quite often ranked as the number one metal album of all time. I don't understand why, really. But anyways, I know the importance of this album. It's fucking extraordinary. It's an extraordinary album. It's a thrash speed masterpiece. And Metallica, by the way, is known as the first real thrash metal band. So some of the songs, the opening track Battery, very fast thrash speed metal classic. Second track and title track Master of Puppets, long epic. Fourth track Welcome Home Sanitarium, absolutely amazing. Calm at first, then speeds up, very beautiful, probably my favorite song of the album. Seventh track, the instrumental Orion. Yeah, this is I know why this album is so important. It's a fucking extraordinary album. 9, Megadeth Rust in Peace 1990. Thrash metal classic known as one of the greatest thrash metal albums of all time, and Megadeth are as in Metallica in the big four with Slayer and Anthrax. So yeah, phenomenal. Known as the best thrash metal albums and one of the best metal albums of all time. So some of the songs here. So the opening track, Holy Wars, The Punishment Due. Second track, Hangar 18. 7th track, Tornado of Souls. 8th track, Dawn Patrol. Very short, calm track. Amazing. And this is a very personal choice, this one. The 8th, Gamma Ray Majestic 2005. Power metal, heavy power metal album. The opening track, My Temple. 2nd track, Fight. 3rd track, Strange World. One of my favorite metal songs of all time. 4th track, Hell Is Thy Home. 5th track, Blood Religion, and so on. So this is a personal choice. It took a long time to... I never liked this album in the beginning. Very many times I listened to it, but I really grown to love this album over time, especially when I was drinking on the weekends before I go out to the bars and clubs and stuff. So this was the album I was listening to. So anyways, 7, Blind Guardian, Imaginations from the Other Side, 1995. Power metal, power speed metal album. Yeah. One thing though, I'm not so fond of Hansi's vocals on this album. It's a little screamy, rough, harsh, and even Hansi himself didn't like the vocals that much on that album. But anyways, this album is often ranked as or quite often ranked as the #1 power metal album. Is fucking phenomenal, as it is known for. So some of the songs, the opening track, title track, Imaginations from the Other Side. 2nd track, I'm Alive. 3rd track, A Past and Future Secret. Calm track, maybe my favorite on this album. 4th track, quite good, this script for my Requiem. 7th track, Bright Eyes. Either A Past and Future Secret or Bright Eyes are my favorite of this album. 8th track, Another Holy War, Forget About It. It's such an amazing album, as it's known for. Then we go into 6, Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1, 1987. Power metal, power speed metal album. The really first European power metal album that basically created the whole power metal genre, what it's known for. This or the second, Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2, that often is ranked as the better, but I like Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1 much more. This is a fucking masterpiece. The opening track, Imitation. This is like an intro to the album. 2nd track, I'm Alive, like Blind Guardian's Imagination from the Other Side. I'm Alive. 2nd track, this track is a 2nd track is also called I'm Alive. 3rd track, A Little Time, good slower track. 5th track, A Tale That Wasn't Right. This is like a ballad. 6th track, Future World, the single of the album, great track. 7th track, Halloween, not Halloween, Hell, like hell, going to hell. Halloween as the name of the band, not Halloween. This is the holiday Halloween. So 7th track, Halloween, 13 some minutes, I think. It's a fucking amazing epic, and it ends with the final track, Follow the Sign. It's an outro. Amazing. 5, Gamma Ray, Somewhere Out in Space, 1997. Power metal, speed metal, power speed metal album. The opening track, Beyond the Black Hole. 3rd track, No Stranger, Another Day in Life. Calmer track. 7th track and title track, Somewhere Out in Space. 6th track, The Landing, which go into this track. 7th track, Valley of the Kings, one of my favorite metal songs of all time. 4. Blind Guardian, Nightfall in Middle Earth. 1998. It's a power metal album. It's like a power speed metal album, symphonic power speed metal album, concept album based on J.R.R. Tolkien's The Silmarillion, which go into the whole Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit universe and everything, his books and everything. So the opening track, first of all, this is a very long album, very many songs. Some are storytelling from, and some are songs. So like the opening track is a storytelling track, a guy talking and stuff. War of Ret. Second track, Into the Storm. Fourth track, Nightfall. Sixth track, The Curse of Fëanor. Ninth track, Mirror Mirror, single music video from this album, probably my favorite song of the album. A 13th track, Time Stands Still at the Iron Hill, and others. I'm gonna pause here and say that I was surprised that no Rhapsody or Rhapsody of Fire, as they changed the name, albums wasn't in my top 10, because they are very high in my ranking on my top 10 favorite metal bands, but very strange, very surprised. But so anyways, I just forgot to say that earlier, so I remembered that now. So 3, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast, 1982. Heavy metal album, classic melodic heavy metal album. Known as one of the greatest heavy metal albums of all time, and Maiden's best album, no problem at all. I have loved metal before, Iron Maiden, but this was the one that introduced me to heavy metal, I think in like year 2005, or yeah, this was the start for me. So all the songs. The opening track, Invaders, don't understand why people have a problem with this opener track, is fucking fast and amazing. Second track, Children of the Damned, a bit calmer song. Third track, The Prisoner. Fourth track, 22K Avenue. Fifth track, The Number of the Beast, single music video. Sixth track, Run to the Hills, single music video. The Number of the Beast and Run to the Hills is Maiden's most known songs. 7th track, Gangland. People have problem with this, I don't understand why. 8th and closing track, Hallowed Be Thy Name, known as Maiden's best song and the best heavy metal song of all time. I'm not gonna argue. This is a heavy, melodic, heavy, fucking phenomenal album. It's extraordinary. 2, Gamma Ray, Land of the Free, 1995. Power metal, heavy power metal album. Opening track, Rebellion in Dreamland, extraordinary, known as one of the best power metal songs of all time. Second track, Man on a Mission. Third track, Fairy Tale, extraordinary. By the way, Hallowed Be Thy Name is my favorite track on The Number of the Beast. So okay, so third track, Fairy Tale, probably my favorite track on this album. Fourth track, All of the Damned. Fifth track, Rising of the Damned, short instrumental. Seventh track, Farewell, amazing, calmer song. Ninth track and title track, Land of the Free. 13th track and closing track, Afterlife. Wow, my favorite power metal album of all time. 1, no surprise if you watch my earlier videos, Iron Maiden, Power Slave, 1984, classic melodic heavy metal album. This album is really what started the whole Egyptian stuff that other bands do in metal. This was the album, the front cover and the title track, Power Slave. So, and I think so. Iron Maiden has influenced so many bands that it's the most influential metal band and the most known metal band over Black Sabbath and Judas Priest. So yeah, The Number of the Beast might be the most known album, but this is the real beast, where the inspiration come from. Most inspiration who influenced most metal bands. This is my favorite metal album of all time, all the songs. The opening track, Aces High, single music video, one of my favorite metal songs of all time, Fast, extraordinary. Second track, 2 Minutes to Midnight, extraordinary, great rocker. Third track, Lost for Words, big aura. Lost for Words is English thing, so Lost for Words. This song is an instrumental. Lost for Words, it has no words, so instrumental. Sometimes complain about, but it's great. As the fourth track, Flash of the Blade, often complained about, great track, I think. Fifth track, The Duelist. Sixth track, Back in the Village, could be fillers, but I don't think so, they are amazing. Seventh track and title track, Power Slave, extraordinary and the fucking epic. Eighth track, closing track 13.5, some song, Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Oh god, yeah. My favorite metal album of all time, known as the best, sometimes as Maiden's best, either The Number of the Beast and Power Slaves, which is my two favorites, yeah. And what this did was they did the whole World Slavery Tour with the Live After Death concert filmed. I had VHS, later DVD. My favorite live show of all time. Yeah, that's just it. One, Iron Maiden, Power Slave, 1984, my favorite metal album of all time. So there was a lot of I left out albums, but yeah, this is my ranking. The next ranking I'm gonna do is my top 10 favorite metal bands of all time. Yeah, so see you next time. Bye. Didn't get the whistle.